Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvi Shavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Bole Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Vasudevasutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om Shri Krishnaya Paramatmane Namaha. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Hari Om. Welcome to this 21st, I think I've written it right, 21st episode of Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the light of Bhagavan Sri Adisankaracharya's vision. And I just want to check if the sound is okay, because I'm not having the mic right now today. In the vision of Bhagavan Adisankaracharya. Okay, good. So in the vision of Bhagavan Adisankaracharya, we are seeing in the Bhashyam, we are in the verse 16. Evam the previous verse 15 was Evam Nyatva Kritam Karma Purvairapi Mumukshubhihi Kuru Karmaiva Tasmatvam Purvaihi Purvataram Kritam. Evam Nyatva, knowing in this manner. What is it? Knowing in what manner? Namam Karmani Limpanti Name Karma Phale Spriha Iti Mam Yobhijanati Karma Bhirna Sabadhyate. Namam Karmani Limpanti. Karmas do not bind me. Name Karma Phale Spriha. Actions, the results of action also I am not attached to. Iti Mam Yaha Abhijanati. In this way, the one who knows me, karma bihi nasa badhyate. That person is not bound by actions. So, evam nyatva, knowing in this manner, you do action, Arjuna, like how, like whom? Purvaihi purvataram kritam. Like the people who have been in the past, who have done actions before you, the kings before you. This is the manner in which, when he says may, it means refers to Ishvara, Bhagavan, or the Samashti Prana that is everywhere. Kuru karmaiva tasmatvam. Therefore, do karma in that manner, purvaihi purvataram kritam. Like your ancestors, your great forefathers have done action. In the same way, you do action, Arjuna. And so, action, you do action, he said. But now Bhagavan Shri Krishna is explaining the term called karma. Karma means action. Simple word meaning for karma is action. What is the substance of action? He is dissecting action and giving a small brief lecture on action to Arjuna in these verses from verse 16 to verse 22, I think we're going to see today. in these verses. There are long bhashyas in this written by Bhagwan Adisankaracharya, but in between the verses, because it's on karma, it requires a lot of explanation. But we are going to delve into the general meaning and maybe one or two key paragraphs where Bhagwan Adisankaracharya has given the exact meaning of the verses. Because in the bhashyas, there are a lot of discussions between the students and the master, because everywhere you will not have students who have accepted everything completely. So for those people whose intellectual curiosity or whose intellectual understanding is not satiated, there are lengthy discussions on every shloka in the Bhagavad Gita. Sometimes, especially in these aspects of karma. So we will go into the brief discussion and important paragraphs of what Bhagavan Sri Adisankaracharya has said. So what does Bhagavan Sri Krishna tell Arjuna, the 16th verse? Kim karma kimakarmeti kavayopyatra mohitaha tatte karma pravakshyami yajñātva mokshyase shubhat. Very interesting. This word karma, it means action, but actually in the broader meaning we can understand it as rajas. Rajas is that quality of Maya. Maya has got three qualities: Sattva guna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna. Here karma supports Sattva guna, action supports Sattva guna, action supports Tamoguna also. But action or karma basically is movement. And movement, power, causation, completion, results, everything is coming under the realm of karma. So kim karma, kim akarma iti kavayaha api atra mohitaha. Kavayaha means kranta darshinaha, people who know about what is the past, what is the present, and what is the future are called kavis. Kavayaha means plural of kavi. Even they, people who are learned and who have the intuitive power to see beyond what is going to happen, atra mohitaha, in atra means in this place, they are confused. In what are they confused? What is action? What is kim karma, kim akarma iti? What is inaction? What is movement? What is stillness? What is action? What is non-action? Inaction. People do not understand. There is something called action and there is something called inaction also. Therefore, tattate karma prakshyami. I will talk to you about karma. Yet, why should I talk to you about karma? Why should you know about karma? Yat jnātva mokshase ashubhat. Knowing which you will be freed from what is ashubha, means what is not life-giving. You will be freed from everything that pulls you down in life, everything that is soul-sucking, everything that is life negative. All that you will be freed from when you understand what is action and what is not action. So for that reason, tat te karma pravakshyami. For that reason, I will talk to you about karma, says Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Bhagavan Adisankaracharya, he gives the commentary on this. Kim karma, kim cha karma. Medhavina are people who have got a lot of medha, who have got a lot of smarana vrittis in their mind. They have accumulated a lot of knowledge, they have studied a lot, they have imbibed a lot, and have stored it in their memory. They are called medhavi. Even these medhavis who have studied so much, they are also confused about what is karma and what is akarma. Api atra asmin karmadi vishaye mohita moham gataha. They have got deluded. Ataha te tubhyam aham karma akarma cha pravakshyami yat jnātva viditva. So therefore, to you, I will talk about what is action and what is inaction, knowing which, what happens to you? Karmadi Mokshase Ashubhat Samsarat. Ashubha means samsara. Samsara means repetitive action. No, when you keep going round a goal, when you're going round and round every day, actually we are doing repetitive action every day. That is only called samsara. We even this modern day Gen Z girls and boys, they say, "What am I doing at home? I am waking up, I am eating, I am going to office, I am entertaining myself, I go to sleep, repeat. Waking up, eating, going to office, entertaining myself, going to sleep, repeat. Weekend comes, I go some more enjoyment and again repeat Monday to Saturday, repeat Monday to Saturday." So that is called samsara. And that samsara is ashubha. Ashubha means, is there any joy in going on, going round and round meaninglessly, doing the same work again and again, without any purpose, without any liveliness in that work, without any joy in that work? When you do something, when you do some work in this world, that work should give you joy. That work should make you experience bliss. That work should make you experience. Ultimately, it will not do. That's a different thing. But on a day-to-day basis for people of the world, the work must be fun. It is not just worship. It must also be fun. Only then you will be very happy. Otherwise, it is just boring. You are just working to fill your stomach, and the stomach may get filled, but the pocket is not filled because you've got so many. Every time you join something, join some company, you have a lot of expectations that you're going to get rich. You have a lot of expectations that you will save a lot of money, because the salary that you get seems to be very large in number. But within 10 days and within 20 days of receiving the salary, everything is gone and you're almost living on 5,000 rupees balance and waiting for the next month's salary. This is the lifestyle of all people who are working in this world. So why is it happening? Because work is not happening out of joy, but work is happening for the sake of money. And when work is happening for the sake of money, money is a great cheater. Money will not keep you happy. Money is not interested in your happiness. Money is interested in just being. Whoever takes the money, it will be in their hands. If somebody more powerful takes all your money, then it will go to their hands. Even in the hands of a thief, also, the money has got no problem going. So the money is not interested in you, and so it's not interested in either your happiness also. Without understanding this, we are functioning in Ashubha Karma. It is not that you should not get money. You should not, money is important. But the goal of our work, if it is money, then we are actually doing Ashubha Karma. Ashubha Karma means like, if you say what is Ashubham, Apara Karma also it is called. When somebody dies, the karma that we do around the dead body, and then packing it and then taking it to the burning ghat and burning, all that is called apara karma. And death is called ashubham. In the same way, if you see, when I was working in an office earlier, very big organization, so very interestingly, when something was pending, I was just discussing with the topmost brass in that office, and something had been given to be uh, published, whatever, to be written and issued, and it was pending after 3 months. Also, it was pending. Like, if we didn't ask about it, that matter had just got under the bin, and it was pending. So the person asked me, "Why is it so?" I said, "People are just coming. They're working like zombies. They come, they move in that, they move into that vestibule, they move right into their office, they move left into their cabin, they sit in their desk, they switch on the computer, and evening they switch off the computer. They move out of the cabin, move out into the vestibule, move left into the staircase, move right, and go back home." And so, just like they're functioning like the computer, that is the reason why when something comes in the computer, whatever is coming fresh today, it has been given, it will be available for us to see. Otherwise, it will just get stored in the hard disk until one day we are really going and digging the hard disk to find it. So that is called Ashubha Karma. Ashubha Karma means there is no life in the action, there is no vibrancy, there is no dynamism, there is no love in the action, there is no there is, everything is becoming. And so all these industries, what what happens, especially the social media industry, the all the whatever you say, people scroll, and it has become a monster. It has become a monster for people's attention. And so what happens, that monstrosity feeds many situations, and when the situations happen, they publish those situations, and they get so many likes out of somebody's discomfort. All of us have all of us watch that, whether we like it or not. We are compelled to watch it, and because of that, so many people are benefited. Their money is coming, their advertisement is coming, and so it is a negatively feeding business industry, which is called Ashubha Karma. So this Ashubha, Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, Moksha se Ashubhat. Yat Nyatva, you should know what is karma, what is akarma. Meaning, what is action, what is right action, and what is inaction. And if you know this, and you do what is right action in the right manner, with the right attitude, then you will be in Shubha. You will be in the state of auspiciousness. Otherwise, it is Ashubha. Ashubha. Kim karma, kim cha akarma iti, kavayaha medhavinaha api atra asmin, karmadi vishaye mohita moham gataha. Moha means delusion. Moha means basically I am the body. And so, when you do work as the body, you can search as the mind, you can search as the senses, you can also search as an intellect, you can also search as a body. As an intellect, when you search, there is something called switch words, which I've taught many people many times. Very, very interesting. It is written by James Mangan, 108 words. Now people have caught on that, and it is becoming a big WhatsApp and workshop industry, teaching switch words. So there are many switch words. I will give you just one switch word in this. The switch word is called reach. If you lose something, if you are not able to find something somewhere, suppose you are searching for keys, and you lose the keys, you are not able to find it, and you are in a hurry to go. Usually we complain, we criticize, we blame somebody, we blame ourselves, we sweat it out by searching and all that. All that sweating it out is because of searching as a body. That is called moha. We will not get it. Even if it is right in front of our eyes, we will not get it because that delusion is covering our perception. So we won't get it. So instead of that, simple word, keys, reach, keys. Like, I'm just, when you talk to adults, they may believe, they may not believe. But the same thing, when children lose something, you tell those children, you want that ball, right? It got lost somewhere, you're searching for it. You say ball, reach, and they will say immediately ball, reach, ball, reach, ball, reach. And they will get the ball. It will happen for them because that is the power they put into that word. And that is the shraddha they have. And so it happens. So when you say keys reach, you can try it out if you want to. I'm not, I use it all the time because I know it and I like it, and it helps me and I use it. So you just, instead of searching for the keys here, there, everywhere, you say keys reach, keys reach, keys reach, and you will find the keys if you're meant to find it. If suppose you are not meant to find it, means somebody has purposefully taken it away, it is part of your karma that you should not find it, then it may not work in those times only. But otherwise, generally 99.99% it works. Okay, so this is intellectual karma. Kim karma, intellectually I am working through the intellect, I am working through the thought. That is one thing. Then you have manokarma. Manokarma is just with likes and dislikes. You are just searching. If you the same keys only. If you really like it, if you really want it, you will put all your effort and search it, and you will get it. If you don't like it, if it belongs to somebody else and you are not so much interested, you will not do anything about it. That is working with the mind. Then working with the sense organs, trying to see everywhere. And sense organs have one flaw: they can see only in what is and what is not. And if you are tuned into what is not, then the reticular activation system in the brain will go on showing you what is not everywhere. It will never show you what is. Just like if you look for a white car on the road, everywhere you will be seeing white cars, because that is the reticular activation system of the brain. The brain activates the retina in such a way that only white cars are focused. So what you focus, that you get. And if you if your sense organs are stable and calm, then with the sense organs you will get. With the body means not even using the senses, but just blindly doing work as if you're working in a dark room without any light. That is working with the body, and that is called moha. Groping and um, groping and pushing and falling and hitting, and every people who try to do something with when with other people, instead of doing it in a more beautiful way, they do it without grace by fighting. Like all these wars are all moha karma. Wars that are happening in the world, or that are threatening to happen in the world, everything is born out of moha. It is born out of delusion. It is bodily work. It is not mind work, or it is not intellectual work. It is not an intellectual decision. It is not a mind based decision, or rather, because of the likes and dislikes, and basically out of ignorance, you work from the body, and that ends up in a lot of disaster. So, ata moham gataha means they are disillusioned, they are deluded. Ataha te tubhyam aham karma akarma cha pravakshami yat jnatva viditva karmadi mokshase ashubhat samsarat. Ashubha also is lifeless. The other meaning for ashubha is samsara. Samsara is samyak sarati iti samsaraha. What comes and goes every day. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. This is samsara. Every time there is birth, and once there is birth, then there is death, and then again there is birth in another mother's womb. This is samsara. And then there's another shloka for samsara by in Bhajagovindam. Dinayaminyau सायं प्रातः शिशिरवसन्तौ पुनरायातः कालक्रीडति गच्छत्यायुः तदपि न मुञ्चति आशावायुः. दिनयामिन्यौ सायं प्रातः. Day comes, night comes, morning comes, evening comes, spring comes, winter comes. Shishira Vasantau. Spring comes, winter comes. And so things go on like this. This is called samsara. So we will not be freed from this movement and change if we do not know what is karma and what is akarma. That is the essence of this verse. Then Adisankaracharya Bhagavan is also telling, Nacha etat tvaya mantavyam karma nama dehadi cheshta loka prasiddhim akarma tad akriya tushnim asanam kim tatra bodhavyam iti. So he is telling Arjuna, you should also not think that karma nama dehadi cheshta, action with the body, etc., body, mind, intellect, etc., and inaction means just sitting quietly. You should not immediately conclude like this. And so therefore the other next verse is coming, the explanation is coming. Karmano hyapi bodhavyam bodhavyam cha vikarmanah akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gatihi. Karmanaha hi api bodhavyam. Arjuna, you should know about action. Then bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha, you should know what you should not do, what you are not supposed to do. Then akarmanaha cha bodhavyam, you should know what you are, what is inaction, what is not doing anything, sitting quietly, sitting simply, not sitting quietly in meditation, but sitting simply. Akarmanascha bodhavyam. Why should you know? Gahana karmano gatihi. The path of karma is very, very deep. The path of karma means the path of action, the path of rajas, movement, action, change. When you say, I want to do something, you don't know what all systems in this universe, like there is a Gaia, this theory, very beautiful theory. If you pluck a flower in Mexico, a star is disturbed. A butterfly flaps its wings in Mexico, there is a cyclone in China. That is the connectivity in this world, in this universe. So that is the kind of connectivity that is operating. We don't realize that at all. That is what is called Gahana Karmano Gatihi. So every time you pluck a flower, a star is feeling, a star shivers in the skies. A star is feeling very, it's feeling the pain when we pluck a flower. So that is the kind of intricacy of karma in this universe. Gahana karmano gatiti. So how much do we impact? By our very thoughts we can impact the way our surroundings are, our families are, our lives are, our homes are, our offices and workplaces are, because that is the intricacy of karma. And karma actually is not meaning action. The root of that word, the root of that action is movement and change. That is karma. कर्मणः शास्त्रविहितस्य हि यस्मात् अपि अस्ति बोद्धव्यं बोद्धव्यं च अस्ति एव विकर्मणः प्रतिषिद्धस्य तथा. Okay, प्रतिषिद्धस्य. So बोद्धव्य means you should know what the shastras have enjoined as karmas. You should also know what the shastras have prescribed and proscribed. Prescribed is you do it. Proscribed is no, it should not be done. Bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha, vigata karmanaha. Then तथा अकर्मणः च तूष्णीं भावस्य बोद्धव्यम् अस्ति इति त्रिषु अपि अध्याहारः कर्तव्यः. You should understand or take into your mind. The third one is not doing any action. That means sitting simply, lazing around, being inattentive, not projecting any action, but just not doing anything at all, just sitting quietly. Yasmat gahana vishama durjnana karmanaha iti upalakshanartham karmadinam karma akarma vikarmanam gatihi yathatmyam tattvam ityarthaha. Gahana vishama, gahana means the, vishama means vaishamyam, it keeps changing. When you type something, recently what happened was, I was typing a medicine on somebody else's mobile phone. I was typing. I typed the name of the medicine very correctly. I remember typing. But then next day, the shopkeeper comes running home and he says, no, there is no medicine like this in this name. I had typed Rivoflow and the name had come in that rigidly, Rigidly. This is only called Gahana Karmano Gatihi. Even though you have done the right thing, but the wrong thing was I didn't pay attention to what was appearing there before I hit the send button. I just took it for granted and I sent it. And autocorrect of WhatsApp had changed it to rigidly. And the shopkeeper, he came running saying, there is no medicine like this. What is this name you have typed? And then we had to tell the name of the right medicine after that. So Yasma, Gahana Vishama. Vishama means, and then how come somebody is shouting, why did you type it wrong? Why did you type some name like this? Durjnana. I don't know. I did not do that. I typed properly only, but it appeared like that. How is it possible? Yes, Durjnana. Gahana. Iti upalakshanartham karmadinam karma akarma vikarmanam gatihi yathatmyam tattvam ityarthaha. Yathatmyam means it is a natural flow of action, which is action, inaction, and counterproductive actions, which are supposed to be shunned, like actions like corruption, terrorism, global warming, and pollution, dirtying the roads, not taking care of animals, not taking care of the weaker sections of society. All this is vikarma, akarma. Kim punaha tattvam karmadi yat bodhavyam bakshami iti pratignatam uchyate. Now the next verse. What is it that you should know about karma? I said bodhavyam. You should know. I told you. What should you know about karma? That I'll tell you in this verse. Karmanya karma yah pashyet akarmani cha karma yah sabuddhiman manushyesho sayuktah kritsna karma krit. It's a very interesting verse. Bhagavan Adisankaracharya is going to an endless number of pages discussing about this verse. We are not going to go into that endless discussion, but we will be able to understand the meaning, the word meaning, and in a few words of what Bhagavan Adisankaracharya has to say, we will see that. And later on, when we get another opportunity, we can study this verse alone. Karmani akarma yaha pashyet. Karmani means inaction, the one who sees inaction. Inaction means in space ACTION. Inaction. Inaction is INACTION. One word. Inaction. Karmani karma kriyate iti vyaparamatram tasmin karmani akarma karma abhavam yaha pashyet. Vyaparamatram. So, the one who in action, the one who sees stillness, which is inaction, and akarmani, in stillness, when one sees action. For example, a train is running from point A to point B. So the train is in action. It is moving from one place to another. So that is inaction. Now, inside the train, there is somebody sitting, and that person is not in action. In action, he is inactive. He is just sitting inside the train. The train is taking him. And it looks like as if when you see from outside, the train is moving, but it looks to you like as if that person is moving. And that person says, I traveled from Chennai to Delhi. Where did you travel, my dear? It is a train that went. So that is the difference between inaction. If we understand this, then all the burden of our actions will drop immediately. The train is running. We are not doing anything. The train of life is running. And we are all stationed there. Everything is happening through us. That's what it means. Karmani, akarma. In action, there is inaction. There is also something that is inactive. And when something is inactive, there is also something that is active. For example, it looks like as if everything inside is very quiet. The body is in action, but all the systems of the body are in action, but the whole body is just still in one place. Everything is moving inside the body. Food is moving, breath is moving, the waste is getting segregated out, pushed out, the sweat is coming out, words are coming out, images and sounds, smells, taste and feeling, everything is going in. Many things are going in, many things are coming out. Yet the body doesn't look like as if there is action happening at all. The body is in inaction, but everything in the body is acting. Karmani, akarmayaha pashyeta. Then akarmani cha karmayaha. The person is sleeping at night. The body is at rest. But still is there, the body is in the state of inaction. But is there action? Yes, the heart is beating, the breath is moving, the brain is churning out thoughts and clearing them, producing dreams, and so much of activity is happening in the brain in the night. And the digestive system is digesting, and the excretory system is planning to excrete after you wake up from sleep. All that action is happening. Karmani, these are basic gross physical examples I'm giving, but that is the meaning of this karmani akarma yaha pashyet at a very conscious level. In the action, you see consciousness. Consciousness is akarma. There is no action happening in consciousness. But the body seems to be acting. The body, mind, and intellect are acting in that consciousness. The one who sees this, pashyet, and akarmani cha karmayaha. In that consciousness, the one who is able to see action is happening, and in action, the one who is able to experience a consciousness that is witnessing the action, saha buddhiman. That person is called the intellectual person. That person is an intelligent person. Among human beings, manusheshu, he is a realized being. Sa yuktaha kritsna karma krita. He is a very integrated being, and he is considered to have done all actions. Karmani karma kriyate iti vyaparamatram tasmin karmani akarma karma abhavam yaha pashyet. Akarmani cha karma abhave kartrutantratvat pravrutti nivrityoho vastu aprapya eva hi sarva eva kriya karaka adi vyavaharaha avidya bhumau eva karmayaha pashyati. So action is happening in ignorance. Avidya bhumau means in that basic state of I don't know, many actions are happening. I don't know who I am. That is avidya. I don't know who I truly am. Because I don't know who I truly am, I am projecting so many things into the world. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to earn a living in this manner. Only then these people will survive in my family. So many things we project because we don't know who we are. That is called avidya. Sa buddhiman manusheshu sa yuktaha yogi kritsna karma krita samasta karma krita cha iti stuyate karma akarmanoho itara darshi. So the one who knows what is action and what is inaction, the difference between the two is being praised here. Itara darshi stuyate. And so as I mentioned, there is a lot of discussion happening. We are going to go to the next verse. If at all there is some time, we'll look at the long discussions separately in some other episodes of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita after the whole 18 chapters are over. The next verse, so many pages are there. Siddhantam. Okay, the next verse. Why is there a lot? Because people are not easily convinced, and so they want to know more and more, and they want to really break it down so that they really go through the understanding. When there are a lot of doubts, when there are a lot of errors and questions in their understanding, in their perception, then long discussions are there. And especially because as the topic is very deep. Yahatu akarmadi darshi saha akarmadi darshanat eva निष्कर्मा सन्यासी जीवनमात्रार्थ चेष्टः सन् कर्माणि न प्रवर्तते यद्यपि प्राग विवेकतः प्रवृत्तः. So if people who are all akarmadi darshi, who knows what is akarma, who knows what is non-action, what is inaction, meaning that which does not do any action, that which knows the truth, the reality, that does not change, that has got no action in it, in its system, action is not there. The one who sees that will, the earlier one says, Krishna karma krita. Such a person has completely finished all his action because he is a yogi, he is an integrated being. An integrated being is one who is able to integrate his emotions, integrate his thoughts, integrate his feelings, integrate his actions into his own self by knowing that the self and all these movements, emotions, feelings, thoughts, beliefs, and actions are not something other than the self. So such is an integrated person. And if they are integrated and they see the worthlessness of pursuing actions, what will they actually do? Or will they also continue to do actions? Yasya sarve samarambhaha कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं तमाहुः पंडितं बुधाः. The wise people call them panditas. Pandita is one person. Panda yasya krite asti. Jnana Vishayaha, Panda Jnana Vishaya, Atma Vishayaha. The one who knows the self consciousness is called a Panda. And so it is not a comedy word or a jocular word which you use. A Panda is coming. People say call them Pandaram, and they make fun of those people. Panda means the one who knows the self. A self-realized being is a Panda. Yasya sarve sam arambhaha. So all actions that have begun without what? Kama sankalpa varjitaha. The actions that are done without kama sankalpa. There are no desires in the action. Then, for such people, their actions or the results of the actions which accrue out of such actions, the results they all get fired and burnt out in Jnana Agni. Jnana Agni is the power of thought, the power of the realization of the self. In that power of realization of the self, the results of all their actions, good and bad, everything is burnt completely. Such a person is called a Pandita. Tam ahuhu Panditam Budhaha. Yaha tu akarmadidarshi. Okay, the next, the commentary. Yaha tu prarabdha karma san uttarakalam utpanna atma samyak darshanaha syat. The one who has prarabdha karma. The prarabdha karma is something that has begun already. It has already begun from childhood. The body is a prarabdha karma. It is an arrow that has been shot out of the womb, and the arrow will go and finish its job in the tomb. That is the body. That is the prarabdha karma. Prakarshena arabdha san. It is there. The body is there. Uttarakalam utpana atma samyak darshanaha. Now that person has become realized. There is self-realization. Sa karmani prayojanam apashyan samadhanam karma parityajati eva. So that person will give up actions because he does not see any use out of the actions. If I am not doing any action for gaining particular results, there is no use of any action for me. So such person can give up those actions. But there are some other people, sakutaschit nimittat karma parityaga asambhave sati karmani tat phale cha sangarahitataya swaprayojana abhavat लोकसंग्रहार्थम पूर्ववत् कर्मणि प्रवृत्तः अपि न एव किंचित करोति. There is another category of person. So the previous category of person he does not do. He has given up all actions because there is no use that he sees in those actions. But there is another category of person who is also considered to not do any action. Who are they? Kutaschit nimittat. By some reason, karma parityaga asambhave. They have not given up actions. Sati, karmani tat phalecha. He is continuing to do the action, but he is not identified as a doer of the action. Like not being very proud about it, or not being very possessive about it, or not being very controlling about it. Just he is flowing with the action. He is not identified with the action that way. And then he is not identified with particular results of the action also. Sangarahitataya. Swaprayojana abhavat. There is no individual use out of that action he is doing. But still he is doing that work. What is he doing? Loka sangrahartham. The person who has realized this truth is continuing to do action for the welfare of the world. Purvavat karmani pravruttaha api eva na eva kinchit karoti. Such a person also is supposed to not be doing any action because he is like you can say he has given up actions. Even though he is working, he is not having any identification with the action, nor is he having any specific results that he wants for himself out of the action. But why is he doing action? He is doing action for the welfare of the world. Such a person also is considered a non-doer, meaning he is doing action, but it is not really draining out his energy. Like it is effortless, and it is not hard work. It is effortless for him because he is doing it in a state of yoga. There is effortlessness. Prayatna Shaitanya, says the Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Prayatna Shaitanya means the nervous system gets very relaxed. When you practice yoga, everything, when you practice Hatha Yoga and Pranayama and all that, especially Hatha Yoga, there is Prayatna Shaitanya. Everything becomes effortless. Effortlessness is only giving up the identification of the doer of the action. So that is effortless action. Karma sukaushalam, effortless action. Tadiyam, okay. Jnanagni dagdha karmatvat tadiyam karma akarma eva sampadyate iti. Why is it called akarma? Because he's the karma phala, the results of those actions. When he is doing something for the welfare of the world, what comes back to him as a result? The joy of the joyful faces of all the people that he sees. It is not going to create an impact in him. He is just going to see that, and that feeling will go away. So that is jnanagni dagda karmanam, the thought of the self, the nishtha or the abidance in the self. In that abidance in the self, this feeling of victory just comes, and very beautifully, breezily, it just goes away. So he is not touched by that. He does not hold on to it. He does not think about it. He does not obsess about it. He does not make future plans with it. So that is what it means by karma akarma, like not doing any action. The next verse, त्यक्त्वा कर्मफला संगम नित्यतृप्तो निराश्रयः कर्मण्यभिप्रवृत्तोऽपि नैव किंचित् करोति सः. So naiva kinchit karoti, that person does not do even a little bit. Who is that person? Even if he may be doing all actions, tyaktva, given up, karma phala asangam, attachment to the results of the action. Attachment to the results of the action means attachment to the vasanas, the impressions that are formed in us as a result of the action we do, and believing that to be me, and making that be a trigger for more and more thoughts, feelings, emotions, and actions to follow. So non-attachment to that means letting that go, letting all the vasanas go, purifying the mind, making the mind pure. Karma phala asangam, no attachment to the results of action. And the simple result of action is not attached. It's like I study for the exam. I write the exam because I love to write the exam well. I love to write the exam, and I'm okay whatever comes. There may be some lurking thing that I want to get good marks and all that, but it is okay to wish to pass. But I'm not really interested in getting the first rank, or at least being second or being third. I'm not interested in all that. I just want to pass the exams. I just want to know that subject well. That is working without karma phala asanga. Tyaktva nityatruptaha, the one who can do such work, only the one who is very content all the time, who has got no competitive spirit. He is living a life of abundance. He or she is living a life of abundance, and there is no spirit of competition in them. They know that whatever has to come to them will come to them, whether it's food, clothing, and shelter, which are the basic needs of life, will come to them according to whatever prarabdha they have. It will come. Then they are relaxed in doing whatever. They just give up any other actions for specific results. Nirashrayaha. They do not depend on anybody. Karmani. They do not depend on the action also. Abhipravrittaha. But still they are engaging in the action. Saha kinchit na karoti eva. That person is supposed to be not doing anything because he is just breezing through the actions. He is not focused on something. He is not like, striving towards something great. There is no harm in doing. You can be a yogi and you can do great things also. That is the great achievement of yoga, is to contribute in the world. There is no harm in that. There is nothing wrong in that. But there is nothing wrong in that person who has realized the truth to also not do anything and just watch, be an observer, and help others whom they want to help, who come for their guidance. That is also possible. It is also possible to work in the world and engage like anybody, but without getting attached to the results of the action and identification as a doer of the action. Nirashrayaha, ashraya ragitaha. Ashrayaha nama yad ashritya purushartha sisadhaishati. What is nirashraya means? no support. And what is that support? Taking the support of which one attains a particular goal in life. Purushartha. That is called ashraya. Nirashraya, no, they are not taking the support of anything for them. If you really see great masters or great kings or great rulers who are very established in that knowledge, when they work, they do not really depend on anybody. They do not really, nobody can control them. Nobody can blackmail them. Nothing. They will be able to manage and do, get anything done that they want to, because they are functioning without any selfishness. And everything that they need, the universe will bring to them and action will happen, work will happen. That is called nirashrayaha. विदुषा क्रियमाणं कर्म परमार्थतः अकर्म एव तस्य निष्क्रियात्मदर्शन संपन्नत्वात्. Vidusha, by that person, kriyamanam karma, the action that is being done, paramarthatah akarma eva, from the supreme point of view, it is inaction only. It is like the train is going from point A to point B. If you see from the point of view of the earth, yeah, even from the point of view of the earth also, there is no movement happening. If you take the whole earth, the train is happening, the movement is happening from point A to point B, it is still in earth only. If you see from the point of view of space also, there is no movement happening. But from the point of view of the train, then there is movement happening. That is what it means. From the point of the view of the body, mind and intellect, there is movement happening. But from the point of view of consciousness, no movement is happening. Vidusha, kriyamanam karma, the action done by wise people, paramarthatah akarma eva tasya nishkriyatma darshana sampannatvat. That supreme consciousness is nishkriya. There is no action in consciousness. Everywhere and at all times, it is only doing one work of shedding light on everything. The light of awareness is falling on everything. That much only its work is. Even that, it is not shedding light. It is its nature. Like the sun is not shedding light. It's the nature of the sun to brighten up everything. It's the nature of the consciousness to brighten up the thoughts, feelings, emotions, sensations, and the decisions and the actions that we are doing. So, tena evam bhutena prayojana abhavat sasadhanam karma parityaktam eva iti prapte. So, because there is no independent reason for which they should do action, they can also give up action. Tato nirgama asambhavat lokasangraha chikirshaya shishta vigarhana parijihirshaya va purvavat karmani abhipravrittaha api nishkriyatma darshana sampannatvat na eva kinchit karoti saha. So there may be people who are all working for the welfare of the world, but since they have realized the truth that consciousness only is everything, even when they do actions, it is only inaction. It is only inaction means for them, there is no strain involved in that action. It is effortless action. Inaction is not laziness. Inaction is effortless action. Like a cricket, a 19-year-old cricketer trying to practice for cricket and staying in the cricket ground and receiving the ball and taking that ball is very much different from a very experienced cricketer who has hit many centuries and him standing on that crease to take the ball. There is a lot of difference in the mindset and the body condition, the nervous system condition is very different. That is what it means here, karma and akarma. So here the first one is karma, where intense action is there. I am doing this and this ball I have to take. I have to hit a century. So many thoughts are going on inside. So many sankalpas are there. But for that batsman who is very confident he will be able to do it well, he just has to slightly stand there and hit and the ball goes for a sixer. So drishta, adrishta, vishaya, ashihi, vivarjitataya, drishta, adrishtartha karmani, prayojanam, अपश्यन् ससाधनं कर्म संन्यस्य शरीर यात्रा मात्र चेष्टा यतिः ज्ञाननिष्ठः मुच्यते इति एनम् अर्थ दर्शयितुम् आह. So the one who is a jnana nishta, who is engaging in actions only. Jnana Nishta means who is established in this truth of the self, the reality, that supreme truth. And if they are engaging in action, then what happens? Jnana Nishta muchyate iti etam artham. They are also freed. What happens? Nirashi. So three qualities where the action does not bind the person. निराशीर्यत चित्तात्मा त्यक्त सर्व परिग्रहः शारीरं केवलं कर्म कुर्वन्नाप्नोति किल्बिषम्. So we are not going to see the meanings of these because there's lots of time has gone by now already. I will read the other two verses and we will begin again tomorrow. यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः द्वन्द्वातीतो विमत्सरः समसिद्धावसिद्धौ च कृत्वापि न निबध्यते गतसङ्गस्य मुक्तस्य ज्ञानावस्थितचेतसः यज्ञायाचरतः कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते. Very beautiful meanings for these three verses. We will see that tomorrow. Om Sarvesham Swastir Sarvesham Shantir Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasorma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Boliye Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Har Namah Parvati Pataye. Hara Hara Mahadeva. Hari Om.